What's up, guys? Here's a new Minecraft video for the redstone update, and let's get started because we have a lot to cover. So first of all, we have the nether quartz ore, which you'll get this, and if you do 4 of these, like here, you'll get the nether quartz block. If you do 3 in a row, you get the slab. If you do a right triangle, you get the stair.